Hey there, and welcome to my channel. It's Natasha from Crafting Extreme Love, and today I have a life crafted album layout that I'll be creating with the February Cocoa Daisy Elegance Blooms collection. Now, for today's layout, I am challenging myself to primarily use the memory keeping sticker kit for this layout. This project is all about using supplies that are typically designed for one thing and mixing it up and using it in another type of project. So for example, typically stickers, we see them in planners and journals maybe, but not too much in a life crafted or a 6x8 layout. So I am creating this grid pattern here using the large box stickers. Now, if you're familiar with the Happy Planner system, these box stickers are formatted for the large Happy Planner. They also work really well in the Cocoa Daisy Planner as well. Now, I did a little bit of measuring on the left-hand side edge, but the other ones I just eyeballed it, and I'm not mad at it. I am not the type of person who is going to take a ruler out and really measure to make sure it's all equal. If that makes your crafting heart happy, feel free to do so. If not, you can totally wing it like I did. Now, when I was selecting the stickers, I went for the stickers that only had patterns on them. There are some full box stickers that have some text, but I am going to be stamping my title right over those box stickers and heart ephemera pieces, so I didn't want any text that's in the background competing with it. Also, I wanted to balance out the patterns. So the chevron pattern and that floral pattern are, in my opinion, two of the busier patterns. So I have offset those with the more subtle patterns on the other horizontal diagonal there. Now, don't you sweat, I have an idea for those box stickers that have the text on, like you see here at the bottom of the frame. I actually used one of those box stickers to mat part of my photo, just like I would use a piece of pattern paper to do so. I really like this as it's going to bring in that floral pattern across both pages, and it's a great way, like I said, as part of this challenge to use up as many of these stickers as I can, and specifically in this format. I've added just a few more sticker elements there. I really like to pair those flag style stickers with like a circular sticker or a floral element, and then use one of the word strips. That's a popular go-to cluster for me, and I really like that combination as it brings that layer and depth and interest to my layout. Now I am using a piece of the washi sticker strips to, build some more interest in my layout here and to serve as sort of a placeholder or a location to ground my mini title there as Yum. I wanted to bring more of this soft green and blue colors that you see heavily on the blue side of the paper over to this bolder plaid pattern that is more filled with warm tones. So I'm pulling on these smaller stickers to help have that color travel between both pages. Next up, I'm auditioning some papers to go in that bottom card slot right there, and I'm pretty unsure of what I want to do. I wanted something that had a smaller scale of pattern, so instead of those larger 6x8 style papers, I moved on to the journal cards, and as you can see, I'm just working through my different options here. Now, I pulled some journal cards out to the side. I really like those and wanted to incorporate them in my design somehow. I actually initially pulled that love card first when I started thinking of this idea of documenting this moment of my sister coaching me via FaceTime on how to make her infamous pizza dough. My sister has been making pizza throughout the coronavirus pandemic, and she's become really good at it. And finally, about 2 weeks ago, I said, you know what, I'm gonna try this. So I have started a ritual to join my sister, even though she's out in Chicago, to still make pizza on Friday nights. So I think that this is a pretty terrible photo of both of us, but it doesn't matter. It's still documenting how sweet and fun this moment was of her coaching me through making the pizza. Now, that card didn't make it into the design per se, but I am going to punch it into that spot later on, or into the album later on to add. Now, I've moved on to my title. I'm using this Skinny Alpha stamp, which was released by Cocoa Daisy last year. I adore it, and I want to use it for all of the projects. I am using that E right there as a placeholder to help me space out my letters appropriately. And then, of course, I removed it before I inked the stamp. And then I'm going to go here, like you see, and add in that last Z. And actually, the spacing of it really works out. So be sure to remember that little hack there when you have a double letter that's needed, but you still want to be able to complete that title and stamp it in one go. I would love to hear if you or anyone in your family has become really passionate about making a certain type of food. I know that there has been a sourdough boom through COVID, and I remember there was that Dalgona iced coffee that we were all into. So let me know in the comments below, did you get into a trendy food item, or did you just kind of keep things standard, or maybe you tried something that was really out there? As you can see here, I did end up finally selecting a journal card to cut down to be able to put into this pocket here. Now, I definitely recommend, if you're super stuck, you can always kind of give yourself a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, make a decision and go. But if it's something that you're just really unsure of, you can set that, boundary for yourself, that guideline that says, you know what, I'm going to move on to this part of my layout to give myself time to think it over, and then that's going to give you some fresh eyes to come back and say, you know what, actually this is what I'm looking for, and that may give you that clarity in being able to make that next step. For me, as I was stamping out that title, I realized that it's very clean and crisp on the left page, but on the right, it was pretty busy using that plaid paper as my main background, which I wanted to do because I don't typically use papers that bold in my layouts, but hey, why not try something new? So I feel like the crisp white, there's a faint dot grid, and there's that eucalyptus leaf that's just right there, but that gives me that nice balance between the left and the right, and a place for your eye to rest. Someone who is still relatively new to Pocket Pages, and even in addition to that, I just love texture. And for me, it's really hard when you have all of this beautiful texture and layers and it's hidden behind a pocket. Like, I want to be able to touch it and interact with it and just feel those different elements. And so I really have enjoyed adding on to the exterior of my pockets. Now, some of you may think that that's a little odd, but for me, I just really love the look. So I'm adding another sticker from the memory keeping sticker kit onto the pocket page. I've also stapled in one of these heart ephemera pieces. And now my final step is to add some of the enamel dots, and I found that they stick fairly well onto the plastic. I do hold it on for a little bit of time before obviously I'm moving it around. But this is the final result of my Pizza My Heart layout using the memory keeping sticker kit to mix it up from the Cocoa Daisy Elegance Blooms collection. Be sure to check out the description box below for the products used. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It is super encouraging to see that feedback from you all. And if you're interested in seeing more content like this, please consider subscribing. Until next time, mix it up and happy crafting.